Hi guys!
Hi!
Welcome back to our channel. Today we are filming a not so fun topic, I guess. We kind of just been thinking about why we even started this channel in the first place. I'm not sure if any of you read like the little story or the caption or whatever on our like social media and stuff, but the reason we started vlogging and wanting to do YouTube and stuff like that was just to connect with people, whether, you know, for some reason it's a person of great importance or someone who's just a regular gal or girl or whatever. But we wanted to connect with people to be encouraging in all the stuff that we love. And yes, we do a lot of things regarding fashion, but we feel like it's such a huge outlet to be able to encourage people. Just like social media, I feel like fashion is kind of like that two-headed beast where it's either a good thing or it's a bad thing, because it could be something really great for somebody, and for someone else that maybe doesn't feel like they are fashionable, maybe it's like a Debbie Downer for them. So anyways, we are going to talk about that, and we are actually going to share insecurities. It's not really a hot topic that anyone wants to talk about, but we figured if we could share a bit of our story and some of the things that we feel like we fall short in some areas but are able to move on and laugh and be a better person because of it and because of how we deal with it, we figure why not share it with everybody. I mean, you know, YouTube, that's another beast right there. So anyways, if you are new to our channel or are returning but haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. We do vlogs like these or videos, but we also do fashion and lookbooks and how to style.
So like Lola was saying, social media can be pretty harsh sometimes, and it can a lot of times play into your insecurities. And so we're just going to share about some of those, and I'm just going to go ahead and start because everybody has them, and you may have the same ones that we do, and obviously there's lots of other things that people can be insecure about. And you know, with insecurities, it's, well, at least for me, I can say it's always a process. I don't necessarily feel, and maybe this is something that I need to work on, that it's kind of an everyday thing where you have to just continually like make sure you're dealing with it so that it doesn't stay with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's
okay.
Good.
So, I guess I'll just kind of name all three and talk a little bit about them, and then we're also going to share, you know, some of the ways that we deal with them, because, you know, it's one thing to have them, but obviously you don't want to just keep them and stay there. So I would say the big three things that I deal with, I'll just start with the first one. The first one is, and I feel like it's very common for ladies, and obviously it can be common for guys too. Just looks, you know, the way you look, you always want to have the best appearance. And again, with media and TV and film and everything, like it's just everywhere. Your image and what, you know, people think you should look like is everywhere, you know, and it affects, as soon as you can see stuff on TV when you're a little girl watching things, like it just, you just get bombarded with it. So it's something that in our society, in our culture, it's like, boom, like throw it all at you, and you have to like figure it out. Try to survive. So, you know, and not saying that like you should absolutely take care of the way you look, and not just like because you want to look good to people, but because it's good to feel good about yourself, and also just health-wise, like taking care of your body. You want to have a good quality of life. You can't do things in life if you're not taking care of yourself. So, you know, just struggling with, you know, looking at how other people look, and obviously even sometimes as a Filipino woman, you're like, oh, well, I wish I was not so dark or whatever. Yeah. Like, you know, we joke about our Filipino noses, you know. So the way you look, and also sometimes, you know, just with people's facial expression.
Oh, like, gosh, just this is a big one.
Yeah, this is a huge one that, you know, if you, some people call this RBF, resting B face, okay? Where you just look like you're mad, like
you just look mad, or you look angry, or like you're having a rough
like
day. This. Yeah, like not everyone has a pageant face,
right? Or it's like I like to smile, but like I don't know that I'm always like this.
Yeah.
And who knows? But anyways, that is my face, and so you know you get comments like smile, and I'm like, dude, I'm just waiting for the bus or whatever. It's like, do I need to be smiling? Or I'm just looking at
just relaxing.
A book. I'm looking at a book just to see how much it costs.
Yeah.
Should I be like, oh, it's $13.99?
You gotta smile at all times so you don't have RBF.
So that's another insecurity, which just kind of ties along with the way that you look.
Yeah. Well, and just, you know, sometimes because, you know, you're not always going to get to know everyone on a really deep personal level. So if you don't know someone, and if you don't know Kiki or like both of us, we actually like, this is kind of a common theme in our family, is that people think that we're angry when we're not smiling. Cause like, you know, I am writing on a piece of paper and they're like, wow, you look so mad, or what's wrong? And it's, nothing is wrong. But
like, now I'm mad because you just said that to me.
Because now you're basically telling me like I look witchy. So but you know, like, I don't even know where I'm going with that. But if you knew Kiki personally, you know that she's not like that. But like, obviously you're not going to know every single person on that kind of a level.
Right.
But anyways.
Okay, and second insecurity that kind of goes along with being insecure with the way that you look, is comparing yourself to other people, whether you're comparing looks or just comparing personality, or comparing someone else's ability or someone else's talent. It's easy to be like, oh man, these other this person is so awesome, and it's great that, you know, that person is so great at, I'm thinking of really shallow things right now because I can't think. That person's so great at communicating with people, or playing music, or playing basketball, or whatever it is that you wish you could do. And not to say like, oh, you couldn't learn how to do those things or practice at being better at whatever it is that you feel like someone else has. So yeah, absolutely try and do those things and improve. But at the same time, you know, you're not going to be amazing at everything. And again, if you were the same as someone else, then we would all just be the same people, and it would be really boring.
Yeah.
So everybody has their own personality. Everybody's created with their own specialness. Why do I sound like, I don't know, that's weird.
You are special. You're the only one. You're the only one like you.
Exactly.
Thank you, Barney.
Or, yeah. Blech. Okay. So yeah, just comparing yourself, and again, there's like a healthy wanting to be better, but then obviously there's the other half of that swing where you're like dwelling on it and just being down on yourself and thinking that you're nothing because you don't have that same gifting, where you have things that you're amazing at that other people are probably like, oh man, this person is really awesome at this. I wish I could be like that. So that's another one. The other insecurity I deal with is just being confident in my own abilities and my own talents and giftings. I think a lot of times creativity, or just things that I want to go for. And even like recently we shared how I'm going to pursue fashion styling. You know, you have those fears of like, oh, what if I don't have what it takes? Or what if maybe I'm cool at dressing myself, but can I dress someone else, you know? So dealing with that kind of stuff, and I feel like especially when there's things that you're meant to do or you're supposed to do, like those are the things that you're going to be insecure about because, and I could be getting this wrong, and I know, I can't remember who I heard this from. I've heard lots of people say it, but like your insecurity or your weakness is really like your strength but out of balance. Is that right?
Oh yes.
Something like that.
I've heard this.
So I feel like with things that you really deal with harshly are things that are probably you are supposed to be able to do, but it's just trying to be prevented from you being able to do those things and live out your dreams and your callings.
Fine.
But so the way that I like to deal with them, be confident in who you are, you've been created to be, your personality, your talents, your giftings and abilities, because no matter what other people say, and there's always going to be people who are negative around you and will try to put you down, but you just have to kind of forget about all that, and you have to think about the voices that are really important, that really matter. And we love Jesus, so we have that source and the Holy Spirit and the Lord, and so that is a big thing, because without any of that, without having a relationship with the Lord, it would be really hard. So it's,
yeah,
you gotta have.
I don't know how anyone deals with life without God, without a relationship with God.
Because we believe we are created by God, and that God, each and every person special with special giftings and abilities and a special plan for their life. And so with that big picture in mind and knowing who you are and knowing that where you get your identity. I mean, if you even think about like your family, who the way that you're brought up by your mom or dad or whoever brought you up, like they shape the way that you think about yourself, the way that you live. And so it's just, I'm totally going off on just stuff right now. Anyways, but you have to believe in yourself, and sometimes that means you got to tell yourself this stuff. There's a thing called self-talk, and you just got to tell yourself, because
It's real.
don't know if you guys believe in this, but there's power in your words.
Yeah.
And so the things that you speak, so whether you're speaking something positive or something negative, the more you hear it, the more you're going to start to believe it, whether it's actually true or not. You just have to believe and talk to yourself. And I know it's like, oh, talk to yourself. But come on, everybody talks to themselves.
Yes.
And
don't
you
lie.
better be one, because if nobody else is going to say these things to you and encourage you, then you got to do it yourself, because you can't rely on anybody else. So, talk to yourself. Be like, no, I can do this. You is kind, you is smart, and you is important, or whatever it is. Fill in the blank of whatever it is that you need to believe about yourself. And it's kind of like fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And sometimes you're like, ooh, I really just am not believing it, but you have to.
Yeah.
And obviously, you have people in your life that you can share these things with, and that will encourage you, like this awesome lady will do that for you. Your bestie, whoever.
Yeah.
But another thing that is I like to do is like write things down. You can write it on your mirror or places that you would see. Put it on a card and put it in the car. Put it, in your own lunchbox. Put notes in your own lunchbox.
Make yourself a note.
Wherever you're going to see it, where it's going to remind you, get a tattoo. Just kidding. Just getting better at 70.
Better at 70.
And write these things. Like, okay, we write scripture, or you can write song lyrics, or just whatever sayings. You know, people say like they have mantras and things like that. But stuff that will, seriously, if you will just try it and start saying these things to yourself, or reading over and thinking about yourself in that way, especially if you're dealing with insecurities, it will seriously help.
Yes. Try it. Let us know if you tried it. Let us know what you think as well.
And I know it's not always easy, because obviously when you hear people talk about you, it still hurts. So it's not like you can just easily be like, shake it, shake it,
like Taylor said.
But you kind of have to, and you gotta build a little bit of thickness of skin, because not everybody's gonna love you, and that's hard if you're a people pleaser, which I am.
Yes.
You want everybody to like you, so you just, and that's something that I've been working on too, like just with things that you do for people, and being okay with, hey, like, I don't have to do everything for every person and help every person, because I don't want them to be mad at me. I want to please them.
Yeah.
Be okay with saying no, because whatever you can do, like, a lot of times you don't have to do those things for people, but you do it because you care. And so, yeah, balance, people. I'm sorry, that was a loud clap. Balance.
That's me. Just kidding.
Balance. So, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. I mean, basically, you know, we're very similar. We always joke about, like, oh my gosh, we're the same person. But most of the insecurities are the same. Like, obviously looks, everyone has that insecurity, you know, whether it's their face, their hair, their weight. I mean, all of the above for me. And you know what's funny is, like, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure every person on the opposite side could say something like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And it's not worse than their, you know, another person's insecurity or whatever, but it is funny being a skinny person, or seemingly skinny, so people just think like, oh, you have no worries or no care in the world. But again, it is about being healthy, and there are, you know, I don't want to be skinny, you know, like, who wants to just be, maybe somebody just wants to be skinny, but I don't. I want to be able to punch somebody if I need to, if I need to defend myself, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I am gonna share one thing, like this little bump on my head. Okay, I always tease myself for it, and I call it my pumpkin bump. But I honestly have no clue when, like, if it just appeared at a certain age, or if I've had it all my life, because I honestly don't remember. I mean, like, I look at baby pictures, but I don't really, I don't know, I don't see this, or maybe it is there and I don't notice. But anyways, I have this little bump. It's like, whatever. Sometimes I invite people to touch it, you know, if they want to be freaked out or whatever. But I have this bump on my forehead that I have no clue what it is. A lot of people have told me it's this or it's that, and I can just go to the doctor and they just make an incision and suck that puppy out. Is it that easy? I don't know. And how much does that cost? I don't know. But I'm married already, and he's stuck. So if you don't like this bump, just kidding. But it is like a pretty big insecurity for me. Like, I don't care now, because like I said, I'm married, so I'm just like, whatever, who do I have to please? But I used to, for a very long majority of my life, years, would wear my hair so that my bangs would come over my bump. It was always, I always had this side part, not like a Leo where it was like covering my eye, but I always had my bangs over my bump, and so nobody saw it. And then once I decided to not do my hair that way, everybody was like, did you bump your head? What happened to your head? Like, even when I go to stores sometimes, sometimes cashiers are like, oh my gosh, did you bump your head? Are you okay? And I'm like, no, I didn't, but. But there was a time in high school, actually, where I didn't do the side part, and I had my hair off my face. But even my closest friends, for like years, I guess, didn't notice my bump. And then later, would be like, oh my gosh, what happened to your head? And I'd be like, what do you haven't noticed this for the last 4 years we've been in high school? Anyways, so that's one. I do get very sweaty. Does anyone else? And I'm talking about not just like sweaty here, but I get sweaty palms all the time. And it's not just because I'm nervous. It could just be because my body needs to cool down. So like growing up, shaking people's hands, especially in church, or like, you know, when you pray together and everybody wants to hold hands, I'm like, oh no. So of course, the more you think about it, you're like, dang. So even if my hands weren't sweating at the time, if they were like, okay, we're gonna get in a circle and we're gonna hold hands and pray together, I'd be like, oh my gosh. So, but it was a lifesaver in a way that I didn't want to hold any boy's hand growing up because I was like, they're gonna be grossed out. So anyways, that's one. Like comparing yourself to others. It's the same thing. You always think, oh man, if I only could do this like that person, or if I only looked like that, or if I only, you know.
It's so funny.
Yeah, whatever it is, whether it's you wish you had more talent, whether you wish you looked like somebody, or you could sing like somebody, or whatever, but you have to, like we said, be confident in yourself, and you have to love yourself, Justin Bieber. But seriously, because, you know, if you don't have someone in your life to encourage you, then you do have to get thick skin and just get up and be like, I am going to encourage myself because I don't have anyone else to look to. And there, I mean, we have one of our pastors. We love her dearly. She, especially for encouraging girls on like even just your insecurities about your physical appearance, you know, she shared with us that, you know, when she walks into a room, she tells herself, I am the best looking woman that is going to enter this room. And yeah, you might kind of look at that and be like, wow, that sounds so cocky and arrogant. But no, because it's not like you're going to do anything with that. But if that's something that you can say to yourself so that you don't go into that room, whatever it is, whether it's a party or an event or even just going to church, an interview, whatever. Yeah. It's not like you're going to go in there raging like a crazy, arrogant person, but to be secure and okay and confident with yourself so that you can enjoy wherever you're going and you can nail that interview, or you can, you know, have a great time at the party that you're going to, or whatever. So, because there's a lot, I mean, come on, just speaking of the physical appearance, there's a lot of beautiful people. Like, God made beautiful people. Mm-hmm. So there's always going to be someone who looks better than you, or better than the next person that everyone thinks is gorgeous or whatever. Because I'm telling you, even like the most loved and adored and attractive celebrity, there's probably as many people that don't like them, you know, or are irritated by them or whatever, you know. You can't please everybody. No one is ever going to be perfect. And that's another thing, like, you know, because of our human minds or whatever, the word perfect and the idea perfect, it's, you know, it's something that has been cultivated and weaved into our thinking, and perfection to us means like there is no mistake, there is no flaw, like you can do all things awesome, but that's actually probably not real perfection, you know? That's just a robot. I don't know. I'm just talking.
And even robots aren't perfect. They malfunction.
Yes, because you know what? Guess what? A robot needs someone to create them, to build them, to turn on the on switch, whatever.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but yeah, we have the same coping mechanisms where, you know, especially with our faith, we encourage ourselves, we use scripture, we pray, And we have people that we surround ourselves with that are encouraging, people that, you know, are also secure in themselves. Not saying that, you know, they don't have their days, I'm sure, but that when you see someone get promoted or something like that, you can all celebrate instead of being like, oh, why did they get that job? Or why do they get this cool thing or whatever? Or why do they get the attention they get on social media? I mean, for YouTube, we are not that big whatsoever. We have, you know, less than 100 subscribers. If you want to raise that number for us, we will gladly accept. We accept the challenge. Just kidding. But, you know, we still get feedback from people that some of it is, you know, true criticism, like constructive criticism, I should say. And some of it, which is helpful, but, you know, you're still kind of like, ouch, that hurts a little bit. Or like, I need to work on some stuff or whatever, you know. But then there's some comments that are just downright hateful and you're just like, wow. So you just have to, not that you, I mean, you could just let it like roll off your back, roll off your shoulder or whatever, but you also still have to, I feel like, deal with it, because if you don't deal with it, all that stuff just gets built up, and then that's another topic. But, you know, like, how do celebrities do it? A lot of them say they don't even look at stuff, but it's like, how do you not look at it? Anyways, but yeah, you could choose to like not look at it and stuff. So yes, I mean, these are just the different ways that we deal with it, you know, with our faith and what we believe and things that we do according to that, and people we surround ourselves with. So, you know, share with us if there's any other cool ways or anything that works for you, stuff like that. I don't know, you know?
So we hope that you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it could it could encourage even if just one of you. We just wanted to share these things because we know that it's stuff that people deal with, and we just wanted to share our story with you. And please, if you want to share your story or your insecurities, or you have ways that you also deal with them, please comment to us. We want to hear from you. Again, if you are new to our channel, or if you're returning and you have not subscribed yet, just click on that red button down below and stay connected with us through social media. Follow us, chat to us. We would love to hear from you. And just remember, if you ever feel like you don't fit in or you don't belong, just know that you always have a place and a home here with us at Missfit Culture. So welcome home and welcome to the family. And we will see you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Anyways, we need to cut a lot of this out because it's just blah, blah, blah. Okay.